What's up everybody, welcome to the Life of a Board Gamer. My name is Daniel and I know it sounds like I'm coming from some empty hall. Unfortunately, I am currently moving my studio around and this is like a quick fix for the next few months. And so yeah, but please do not leave this video because the sound is horrible, because I have to show you something great. Today we are talking about D-Day Dice Pacific. Now, D-Day Dice game, if you didn't know about it or heard about it so far, is really great game. And now they are coming with a standalone expansion that's completely compatible with the D-Day Dice, so everything is compatible back and forth. And this time they are covering the Pacific Theater, as the name of it says. So this is a demo set, it says right here, demo set, which means none of this is going to be final. Some things might change, so have that in mind. So yeah, what is the D-Days all about? So first of all, you will get your sheet representing your unit. Depending which unit you take, you will have some unique red, white and blue abilities. I'm going to talk about them in a second. And over here, it's complete turn sequence, which is really awesome. This is like a quick cheat sheet of what you do on your turn. Some icons that are predominant on the map are explained here, and item points because you're going to collect some items. You also get this little handy dandy thing that counts how big is your unit. If this drops to 0, you are dead, and then the entire group lost, because this game goes from 1 to 4 players. And you will also track your stars, and you will also track your items and your medals, so you can progress on the map. And the stars you're gonna need to recruit, some specialists for your squad. Now, this game revolves around rolling these dice, and before you do that, you're gonna take a die that represents your squad. You put it on a chevron that's showing 1, like this, and you're just gonna pick one of these bottom spaces. And the thing is, this dice needs to go all the way up there. So how you do that is by rolling these dice. Now, you will roll these dice up to 3 times, but the greatest thing about this game, it's something that I really love, after the first roll, 2 of the dice must be locked, so you can't change them. So for example, I can lock these 2 dice and then I can continue rolling, or not if I'm satisfied with what I got in the first roll. Maybe I was lucky with my hand and everything. But yeah, you roll your dice 3 times. If you have some skulls, they will counter some of your icons, so you have to do this, and then you are left with this. You will track that on this little thingy over here, and once after you are done, you're going to switch to number 2. Now, what's the thing? So you can't stay in this position forever, because you're going to be made out by the enemy, whatever you want to tell yourself. So you have to progress. You can stay at most 3 turns in one space, then you need to progress up, and you never can go back down. There's also some spaces that is going to show you 3 red cubes. That means that on your first roll, you're going to have to lock 3 of the cubes, maybe like this or something like that. So yeah, and as you are moving here, it's getting harder and harder. There's more and more of different obstacles that you need to overcome. And as you can see, some shields here with numbers. These tell you how much of the unit is going to get weakened by what number. And as you are progressing, as you can see, it's harder and harder to go there. If you see a black sector with a black background, that means that you can't stay here 3 turns maximum. You have to progress immediately next turn. So you have to be really agile on those spaces and just move forward. And yeah, sometimes you will encounter a machine gun fire. Then you will roll these dice, and they can really be nasty to you. Now, that's the main thing of this game. So rolling dice, trying to get there as far as possible. I mostly play this game solo, and so I like it like that. But it works really well if you are playing with your friends. I think it's a nice multiplayer game also. So while you are progressing, there's going to be a whole bunch of regular items, and you're going to pick some of these items. You're going to use them in a game. They will help you out in different ways, like mitigating bad luck if you roll some of those skull dices, because they are bad. There's also some vehicles that you can employ, so you can move faster or lose fewer people because you're kind of shielded by the vehicle. There's also a whole bunch of specialists that you're going to recruit in your squad, from regular specialists to legendary specialists to ranking specialists, and they do all sorts of different things, from medic, from marine to logistic officer, that when you advance, you gain 5 item points, so you can get some vehicles for you really quickly. Or you have an old timer. If you don't have any red, white and blue in your final tally, gain 1. Now, what is red, white, and blue? Now, that's something that I really like in this game. So, red, white, and blue is the bonuses that you're gonna get, and each of your forces, depending what you choose, has these a little bit different. So, this means if you get the same symbol in red, white, and blue, you can keep them. Of course, you want to do that. You're gonna keep them and you're gonna get some extra stuff. So for example, for this unit, if I rolled these three and I kept them by the end of the turn, there was no skulls to mitigate, to let's say remove my dice, then I would get, my troop will gain 5 soldiers, and after that I'm gonna get 2, 4, 6 more soldiers. So that's 11 soldiers in one turn, which is really cool. And some of these abilities are also really good to help you, to help other players. So that's where the multiplayer aspect of this game comes really into play. That's why I like it in a multiplayer also, because you can help each other out, which is like the main goal of the game, to go back up, because immediately as one of you lost his last unit, everybody loses, so you don't want to come to that. Now, the Pacific brings a lot of new stuff, a lot of hard stuff that are harder, but there is going to be a lot of different there's going to be lots of different cards and specialists and awards. I forgot to mention the awards. There's going to be some awards that you're going to get. So these awards are really great. So for example, this one says Purple Heart. Place a sick token on one of your specialists to ignore all your losses during phase 6, cannot be used in a bunker. So you can kind of make one of your specialists sick, but then you can ignore all of the losses. So if you were under a heavy machine gun fire, you lost a lot because of the bad roll and all that. So you can kind of mitigate your bad luck a little bit, which is really cool. So yeah, what's going on here in a Pacific is that the maps are really hard. They are really hard to go by. And but there's lots of great cards that will help you in return. So I think it kind of feels a little bit better than D-Day Dice, but I still think that D-Day Dice is an awesome game. I would gladly play anytime, any place with anybody. So yeah, as you are moving, as you are progressing, the Pacific now brings also the mosquitoes, or they will give you like a sickness and stuff like that. There's also like this artillery strike fire, and this deck comes in play when we talk about that. So over here, if it's an allied strike, this sector is 0, so you will not lose anything. They helped you out, like bombarding the opponent, and there is no machine gun fire in this space. But units present lose 1 item or 1 vehicle, because like some shells maybe randomly hit some of your vehicles. And if it's an enemy strike, the units present are sent to a cave map. Now that's also one big thing that this expansion brings, are the cave maps. The Pacific was known, the opponents in the Pacific were very well known for, digging elaborate caves, going from all over the place. So basically when you end up in a cave, in one of the spaces with a cave, so this other map has these cave spaces, you are going to choose one of these cave spaces, cave maps, you're going to flip it, and now your unit is in a cave and you're going to try and find your way out of this cave. So you're going to start here, and as you are moving, you are going to try and find your way out. So yeah, basically, as I said, you are moving up with your dice, and as soon as you come up here, you're trying to destroy the last bunker and win the scenario. Now these maps also bring a variable spaces, so to say. So as you can see, these BZ numbers, they mean that you need to roll the dice, and in the rule book there is going to be a really handy dandy, I mean you have to have that, otherwise you will not know. You will have this random sector table, and they will explain you what this sector is all about. So maybe there are spider holes in here, and it's a bunker with a 37 strength, stuff like that. Or you must lose 1 item to move here, there's a camouflage sniper, maybe, I don't know, all kinds of different things, So yeah, it's really unpredictable, but as I said, there's going to be lots of great units that will help you beat that unpredictability, sort of. So yeah, that's D-Day Dice in a quickly as possible. So they are currently on a Kickstarter. There is going to be links in the description down below, so check them out. I think it's a really great game, so much fun. If you are playing solo, if you're a solo player, this will be a really great solo game because you get a lot of these maps. You know, with D-Day dice and this one, everything compatible back and forth. You can endlessly play this game. And if you like to play with friends also, it's really cool because you need to help each other out constantly because you all roll the dice and you're just like, listen, I got some red, white and blue, I will help you all. So everybody knows what they can do with their dice, you know, stuff like that. So it's really great game that you definitely need to check out and possibly back it. I mean, I definitely like it, and I think it's one of the best games I ever played with the dice that are revolved around World War II theme. That's very specific, but you know. So yeah, that is that. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for spending time with me. One more time, I apologize about all these sounds. I just can't do much about those. And yeah, that is that. Until next time. Pozdrav. I apologize, but the videos have to go on, you know, so yeah, what can you do? And today we are going to talk about D-Day Dice Pacific. So yeah, this game revolves around